All right, look, y'all. So we started on, and I feel like a lot of y'all ain't gonna hate me for this one. I feel like the top 10, y'all be like, hey, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? This is just my favorite story, all right? You know, I'll say 10 to 6th place. The list is real fluid, you know what I mean? It can be interchanged kind of easily. Not say easily, but if anime is good enough, I'll swap it out. It's just once we get to like top 5, more top 3 is when it's a struggle or it's a little bit more harder to swap out. We started off in 10th place. I have ReZero. I know some people love ReZero, some people hate it. ReZero, I just think it's just a solid anime. And real quick, my voice is I'm still recovering my voice a little bit because I had COVID. So I'm gonna sound a little weird, all right? So like, just bear with me a little. Just seeing all the things that Subaru went through, obstacles that he's overcoming. It just, to me, even though it is an isekai, I feel like it's still unique. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. I just really enjoy ReZero. I got in the 10th place. In 9th place, I got Steins Gate. Steins Gate. Man, okay, look, I feel it needed to be in my top 10 because no anime, in my personal opinion, even in shows and movies personally, handled time travel like how this show handled it. It was so smart and interesting the way they weave time travel into this plot and the way he's time traveling and, you know, doing, I mean, it just, because like most of the time with time travel shows or movies are done, it has a lot of holes, you know what I mean? Like, and that we typically end up just ignoring, you know what I mean? Like, just because, like, all right, it just for the sake of the story, might as well like ignore it. We typically just ignore it, you know what I mean? But the way Steins Gate handled it, it's almost literally no plot holes. With the time travel aspect, they did it so amazing, and the story is really good. I had to put it in my top 10. So yeah, on to the next. We on to the 8th place. 8th place. I got Summertime Rendering. I don't know. I keep getting that confused. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a pattern here. Time travel, going back in time, changing things, and yeah, I'm a sucker for it. I know. Yes, on this list, Summertime Render is like one of the newer animes, I'll say, that I really enjoyed. I think this came out, what, 2022, or it didn't come out 23? I think 2022, right? Yo, I loved it. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I could not stop watching it. I appreciate, like, dude, if none of y'all have watched it, I will 100% recommend going in blind. Going blind, it's not a bunch of episodes. The animation is great. Plot is amazing. It has great suspense that I haven't felt in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So if I was y'all, I would definitely give this show a try. I got that in my 8th place. Now my 7th place. Some part of me do not want to put this up here because I know y'all gonna be trying to clown me or something. In 7th place, I got Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss. Hey, look, y'all. I don't know why the story just got me. Now, okay, the first one, I ain't gonna recommend this to nobody if you do not rock with seeing little kids getting dog walked, violence dealing with kids, getting dropped off, beat up, mangled, beyond your comprehension. Like they were getting beat, and on some next level torture and all that crap. Do not watch this show. Do not let the animation fool you. You know what I'm saying? And please, and now this, I seriously mean this. I seriously mean this. Do not read the manga. Don't do it. Just stick to the anime. I know some of you may fight it or say, oh, definitely go read the manga. In my personal opinion, even though it's in my top 10, I went into the manga, saw like 2 chapters. I was like, okay, no, they're doing too much. The author made me uncomfortable. I don't want to go too deep into it, but he was doing some weird stuff and I didn't like it. But the show itself is fire, right? Animation's amazing, music amazing, all of it is great. But if you don't like little kids getting beat up and all that crap, don't watch it. Even though it is popular, to me, I still think it's underrated. I got it in 7th place. Now in 6th place, I have the amazing show. And y'all probably didn't expect this from me. You know what I mean? Like, because obviously y'all know I like my action shonen, people throwing hands, niggas locking out, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this one, it just touched my heart, y'all. Violet Evergarden. I got it in 6th place. Violet Evergarden is just beautifully written. Her character is amazing. I was just so happy to see her achieve her goals. The animation is just gorgeous. It's seeing the character development from Violet goes from being super emotionless of like a tool kind of, right? Like she's kind of like a tool you know, like a weapon, and she goes to be able to express herself like how a human would express herself, arguably better than some actual people who are human. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but man, hey, look, give it a shot, y'all. It's only like 13 eps, and that's the thing that tripped me out. It's like there's only like 13 eps in some movies that. And I still gotta watch the latest, the newest one. I haven't watched that, but the 13 eps, it really got my heart tied. It gave me so many emotions. It made me happy, made me sad, made me really sad. Like there was some, oh my God, y'all, I can't do it. It jacked me up. I didn't cry on it. The last time I cried on an anime, and I vowed I'll never cry again, it was on Clannad. And I never cried again on another anime. Never again. But this one, it tugged on the heartstrings, y'all. All right, top 5. Woo! Top 5. I love these animes, all right? I love them. I do love them. In the 5th place, Erased. This show is oh God. I would watch this show like 3 times. I'm being honest with you. Okay, I lied 2 times, but I will watch it for a 3rd time. So good. It kept me on the edge of my seat. Animation, fantastic. The OSTs, the voice acting, the plot, all of it amazing. Like to me, like the plot was so well constructed. It just keeps you guessing until the very end. You know what I mean? The characters are so well developed that like you get invested in them. You know, y'all, if y'all have not watched this, give this a shot, man. And like, in overall, it ended off terrible. It made me hot. It wanted me to snap some niggas' necks. Like if I could go through the anime and choke some niggas out, I would've. Despite the ending that Erased had, it was just so amazing. The journey to the end was just so fantastic, and there was no denying how great of a series or great of a show this was. So like it solidified its way into my top 5. And if you haven't watched it, please give it a shot. Now in 4th place, and it's at such a man, it's close at my heart. I love this show so much. Hitman Reborn. Man, y'all, if y'all have not watched this show, watch it. I would say at first trying to get into this show, it is constructed, way it's constructed and way it's written, it is very, very, very difficult to get into. It is. I'll admit it. I wasn't gonna watch it at first. My brother, he recommended it to me, and like, I'll be honest, at the first like 15 eps, I wanted to drop it because the way it's first like introduced is introduced as like a comedy shonen, and then later on it becomes a battle shonen. But y'all, it is worth it. Because most of the beginning is just fillers. You know, comedy, not too funny, I don't think. Some real funny moments, but within the filler, they introduce characters that are canon. So you have to watch the filler just to, you know, get introduced to these canon characters. And the animation is kind of bad, but everything smooths out, especially once the first arc hits, once things get serious. Yo, I never regretted watching this show, y'all. Granted, some moments it kind of fell flat. Like I feel like the creator had something really working for him, and he just didn't execute it as well when it comes to the story. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched it, but if you don't feel like watching everything and going through all like the boring parts, read the manga, because you know the manga does continue. I actually got to finish reading the manga on because I only watched the anime in its entirety. And the anime didn't finish fully because the studio got axed. It got dropped off. But yeah, y'all, the memories I had from the show is so fantastic. And the music, whoo, so good, y'all. So give this a shot. I would definitely give this a shot. It's really good, y'all. Top three. In 3rd place, I have Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, come on now. What can I say? Like, what do I need to explain? Do I need to explain why Fullmetal Alchemist is in 3rd place? I don't need to explain it. Y'all already know. Now, with 2nd place is a tricky one, y'all. 2nd place is really, really tricky. I was struggling with this. Now, remember I told y'all it's really hard to get into my top 3. With these 2 shows is really unique. One of them wasn't always in my top 3, or this particular show I'm gonna speak about was in 2nd place for the longest. I was actually even going to surround my channel around this show. Most of my content was going to be based on this. It was, I'll be honest. It is in 2nd. Now I'm gonna just get it out the way. In 2nd place, I have One Piece, but that's not it. This is gonna sound crazy. But listen, I also have Attack on Titan. It's weird, cause look, okay, hold on, listen. Both of these shows aren't finished. The only reason why I have Attack on Titan there in second place is I feel like I know it ended, you know. I read the manga, it finished fully. I love the writing. I just got sucked into it. I could not, like, it's a masterpiece to me. Even though I'm not spoiling for anybody, if you're not a manga reader, I'm not spoiling nothing. The ending to the manga wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. I'm being honest with you. But with the anime may be an anime original ending. It may be an AOE. Possibly. I'm hoping to dear God it is. If it is an anime original ending to how the way us manga readers are thinking, it may take over One Piece. For me, I'm just saying. But then again, when One Piece ends, depending on how Oda ends it, it may be even first place. I'm just saying. I don't know. So right now, it's going to be weird. Y'all got to deal with it. It's dead even. One Piece and Attack on Titan. I love Attack on Titan. So far, I got like One Piece slightly above it. Because, man, I don't care what anybody say. One Piece is just, it's a masterpiece. It is. Like, both these shows are masterpieces. But One Piece, I know it hasn't ended. And I know, like, some people say you can't call a show a masterpiece when it hasn't even finished yet. But I feel like One Piece it earned that title to be called a masterpiece, because at the end of the day, the way Oda has constructed this show, he's given us more than enough evidence to show how amazing of a writer is and how amazing of a story this is. The way he ties things together, the way the story, granted, now I'm gonna say this, I will say this, granted, it can be shorter than what it is. How the show, like, granted, I grew up watching this show, you know what I mean? So nostalgia may have a little bit behind it, but I'm just being real. Its writing is just amazing. It is. And I understand there's some shows on here that you can object, like, you can technically say is written better. Like, I can understand if someone says, oh, Fullmetal Alchemist, it was written better than One Piece. Or like a show like Code Geass. Code Geass, come on now. The writing behind it, I think it's better than One Piece. I can understand why people say that. I can understand why people say that. I'm just talking about my favorites. One Piece, man, I just love it. I do, you know. Something I always enjoyed. You know, I know some people may think it's a little goofy or it's too long to get into. Just jump into it, you know. It's going to be hard not to get spoiled, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel bad for people who didn't watch, like, or who, you know, got spoiled with Gear 5. Like, I'm glad I was in the manga before, like, all that stuff got revealed. But yeah, like, dog, give it a shot. Take your time with it. If you don't got to rush through everything, it is a little slow, but it is a great show. Now, do not take the expectations of someone else's and, like, apply it to the show. Like, go in there open-minded. Don't think it's the greatest show. Oh, well, everybody say it's the greatest show in the world. Let me see. Because then you're gonna be nitpicking. Because we can always pick out stuff that ain't the best in the show. But just give One Piece a shot. That's all I'm saying. All right. Now, my top pick, the #1 draft in my anime. I got Naruto. Naruto is my #1 favorite anime. And I stand on it. I know, you know, Naruto gets a lot of bad rap nowadays because of Boruto. And I'll say this, Boruto ain't even that bad. I stand on that. It's not bad. The animation and the production behind it is terrible. The anime studio handling it, terrible decision making. But the manga, fire. Nobody can deny that. If you read the manga, you'll love it. But that's besides the point. We're talking about Naruto. To me, I learned a lot from watching Naruto. Seeing his character be mistreated by the people in the village, how he was always being lonely, and how he didn't seek revenge against them. But instead, that boy was just like, you know, I'm gonna improve myself, prove to everyone I'm not a monster, and become a great ninja. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna become Hokage one day. And seeing him struggle, fail, get back up, try again, and just seeing that progression of him, like, never giving up, and he was clear to his goals and he stuck to it. Man, like, I don't know how to explain it. It just, I don't know. It just stuck to me so hard. And like the other lesson you learn as well when it comes to like Rock Lee, like hard work beats talent, even though that's technically not the case, but I'm just saying, like, it was just stuff. I could go on and on about how much I love Naruto. You know what I mean? It just, a lot of it stuck to me as I grew up. Granted, there's a bunch of flaws in Naruto. I know that. There's a bunch of flaws with it. It could have been constructed better, the story, the plot, you know, but at the end of the day, it's something that I love, and it's one of my favorites, you know. Now, it's not to say it can't get overtaken. Like, when I said my list have changed many times, it has, you know, so it's not like Naruto will always be my favorite, but it'll always be in my top 10, more likely. I'm just being honest. It's just that much of amazing anime, you know, and I don't know, it just has a close spot in my heart. It still wasn't my first anime. Once I like really watched it, I think that's when it made me like, all right, man, let me get into other anime, because I was already watching Naruto, One Piece, and like stuff like that growing up, you know what I mean? Dragon Ball, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like Naruto was what really set me on the path of loving anime. And like the soundtracks that they had, legendary. And then the villains weren't really villains. It was like everything was, and a lot of the messages behind it was really meaningful, and I took a lot from it. I can go on and on, but I'm not. But yeah, this is my top 10 so far. You know, I think it's pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? I think this is pretty solid. You know, I know some of y'all may, you know, think they're different. You know, and hey, tell me, you know, y'all top 10s or y'all some of y'all favorite animes, top 5, top 3. You know, I'll be interested to see, like, you know, y'all viewpoint, like what y'all top 10 are. And I will say this, obviously Bleach isn't in my top 10 just yet, because I know a lot of you that comes to my channel to watch my reactions to Bleach, only because I just started watching it. I'm really starting to see why y'all love Bleach. I will say that after I finish Bleach in its entirety, we're gonna revisit everything, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll see where I have it. I already got 2 of the big 3 on the list. That's all I'm saying, but I gotta see. I'm gonna be real. If it's not in my top 10, or if it doesn't end up in my top 10, doesn't end up in my top 10. I'm just keeping it a buck. I can't lie to y'all, you feel me? But once I catch up, once I finish it in its entirety, I will let y'all know. We'll see y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching my video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. We out.